Hello, Paul Robinson from bushcraftcanada.com. Okay, I'm going to do a quick sort of series of videos actually on some comparisons that we're very often asked about with the Fallkniven knives particularly, and thought I'd do in this video one of the knives we were often asked to compare one to the other is the new S1x and the NL4. So I thought I'd do a quick video just contrasting them. Two fantastic knives, great all-round bushcraft survival knives. Definitely recommend either one. Very, very high end. So you can see actually they're pretty much the same length. Actually the S1x is very slightly longer, 249mm as opposed to 244, but both approximately the same, 9 3/4 inches. First thing you will notice actually when you pick them up is that the way in which the Northern Lights is constructed, it has a narrower tang on here, and this the leather and fibres handle is stacked on it, so the weight difference is pretty different. The NL4 there is 190 grams. You pick up the S1X, it's 290 grams because of that solid, full, broad tang that it's got. So there's quite a bit of weight extra. There's also a difference in spine thickness. They're both very, very strong knives actually. So the NL4 has a 6mm spine, and the NL4 has a 5mm spine, and the S1X has a 6mm spine. So there's a bit more weight in the stock thickness too. Blade shapes are not totally dissimilar. The blades are pretty much identical, 130mm. 130, just 2mm larger. The S1X, both approximately 5 1/4 inches. So the blade shapes are very similar. The NL4 of course has this extended, perhaps a little bit more extended than the S1 in terms of the finger guard, and has the pommel on the end. But both very nice, comfortable knives. So in terms of the handles, the NL4 handle is, I would say, slightly slimmer. It doesn't quite have the depth when you take into account the belly of the S1X, and because of the width of the stock on the S1X, I would say the handle is slightly wider, but also has that texture as well on the thermoron slabs, which the NL doesn't. But the NL, of course, is a handmade, much more handmade knife, and there's a lot of man hours goes into producing these NL knives. Beautifully done. So I mean, it does depend on what you're looking for really. The knives are quite comparable in many ways, but if you're looking for an out-and-out survival knife that's just really tough, really strong, is made so that it maximizes the strength of the knife, then obviously the S1 is the way to go. If you're looking for still a very tough knife that has that handmade quality and a bit more sort of old world look about it, the NL4 is probably the way to go. Both, like I say, beautiful knives. The steel again is different. The NL4 is the laminate VG10, very nice quality steel. It's a stainless steel, very high torsional strength, and also relatively easy to sharpen, which is, I think, one of the reasons that Fallkniven still do the VG10. Very good steel. The S1X is, of course, the laminate cobalt steel, again laminated. Going to be immensely strong, this blade, it's about 60 HRC, and of course the cobalt steel is known for its toughness, which is why it'd be a very good choice for an out-and-out survival knife. But I would say in terms of size, both the knives are very comparable, and I guess it just comes down to whether you want this sort of old world charm with the NL4 or the robustness of the S1X, but dimensionally pretty much the same. So you can see them on our site, bushcraftcanada.com. Just look under Fallkniven knives, and as always, if you need more information about them, you can just email me, Paul at bushcraftcanada.com.